Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Big Blue, and we are back, and here we go with another video. We're going to be checking out some more of the man Charles Kirk and see what he's saying to these college folk and really seeing if what he's saying is true, false, if it's all opinion, whatever it is going on. Let's see. So this one's going to be straight from his page. It's actually going to be called "Can You Can Secure a Future Without a College?" Let's go ahead and check this out.
Actually got your book.
Oh yeah.
It's this one, and I was actually reading it. This is probably the first book I actually enjoyed. I do disagree with you on one issue though,
First of all, thank you for actually reading the book.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I hate books.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically I read the book, and it was like you were talking about how college is a complete waste of time. And I would slightly disagree with you because half of the jobs I'm applying to require a degree. So what would you say to that?
That's a good argument. Yeah, that's the best argument for why to go to college, is to get the piece of paper so you can get the credentials so you can maybe get the job.
So it isn't a scam?
I'm sorry?
It's not a scam?
Well, as you well know in the book, I detail that half the jobs don't require a college degree. Okay. So it's a 50% chance. You also are filled with really bad ideas, and that not even every kid that goes to college will graduate. So it all depends. But I think that if you look at the amount of money that you have to spend to go, the amount of time you spend here, and the ideas you have to endure, I do believe it is a scam.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
And thank you for reading it. Want me to sign it for you?
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
All right, thank you, man. How you doing?
Hey, Charlie. Is this too loud?
No, it's actually perfect.
My name's Kevin.
We got the apparatchiks over there, so yeah.
Gotcha. How are you feeling tonight? Or today? Yeah.
I feel great.
All right. I just want to talk to you about that book. It was a good segue.
Oh, did you read it?
No.
Okay.
But I want your thoughts,
Okay.
just face to face. Why do you think college is a scam?
Okay. So, half of this audience, if you get a job, will get a job that doesn't require a college degree. 41% of kids that enter college will not graduate. And the vast majority of kids, 60 to 70% that go to college, I believe study things that are completely worthless, meaningless, and don't enrich society at all.
But is that the fault of the student or the college? Because I looked in the stats for this. It's usually because they either don't have the finances to support themselves going to college, they have mental health problems that lead them to dropping out, or stress, or their family's not supporting them. So is that the fault of college that they pick bad degrees? Is that the fault of the college that they can't support themselves, right? It's like getting a gym membership and then saying, well, I don't want to actually go work out. It's the fault of the gym.
So, a good question. So first, the 41% of kids that drop out, the federal government will fully underwrite any four-year college through FAFSA. You know that, through a student loan. Meaning, so if anyone has financial difficulty, that's not really a thing. The federal government will fully grant you your loan to any four-year university, right? So you might not want to take on that student loan burden. You might not want to take that on, but that's number one. Number two, I can't speak to the mental health issues. I doubt that 41% of the kids that graduate and that number all have mental health issues, but maybe that's the case. I'm not sure. I don't know that number. But let's talk about the institution itself. So everyone in the audience here, how many of you have had to take classes that are a waste of time that you wish you didn't have to take, that are a waste of money, and that every single hand goes up? Look around.
Everybody raise your hands.
Look around.
Everybody
look around.
raise your hands.
They're scamming every kid in this audience. They are forcing them to take classes that make them poorer, that take up their time in order to get the credentials. That is an institutional scam. And by the way, every other part of life is all about your own customization. Your Netflix account, how you get your burrito bowl, from how you dress, your Amazon cart is you are in charge. But you come to college and they say you must go take these 3, 4, 5 classes that are very expensive, especially for you out-of-state students, to go further into debt, study things that don't matter, to find jobs that don't exist. That sounds like a scam.
At least in my personal experience, right? Maybe some colleges, they're all like Nambian gender studies, right? They might all be that. But I would say...
What are you studying?
I'm studying economics.
Right, okay.
And what I would say is that I have a great levity and choices of classes I want to take. Even if, there's a bunch of general education classes, I have a great flexibility in the class I want to take. It's up to the student if they want to take meaningless classes given their credit limit.
Okay, but I would just speculate that this school still has specific criteria of classes, right? Am I correct? Yeah, you have to take a diversity class. That sounds like a scam.
Well,
They are robbing you to take a diversity class.
It's actually not what you typically think. I think.
I mean, I'm taking. Is it true? Do you guys have to take a diversity class?
No. This is true. This is true.
All right, so that's a scam. Like, let's be clear. Diversity class scam.
Can you define what a scam is?
When you are getting ripped off of with your money, your time, your resources, either beyond what is a market rate or against your will. So I'll give you an example. If you guys want to fly to New York and Spirit Airlines says we're going to charge you $2,500 for a one-way ticket, I think we'd all could agree flying Spirit Airlines for $2,500 is a scam. Like, you know it when you see it.
I mean, it depends on how you view the worth of college. Like, if the Federal Reserve for San Francisco released a newsletter discussing the actual finances behind is college actually worth it, and they found that by age 40 you recoup the average student recoups all their costs
if they graduate.
If they graduate, and even accounting for that, other economists also state.
No, so that's an important study. If you take out the top 10%, that's not the case. So
top 10% of what?
Top 10% of graduates and income earners. So the top 10% end up flourishing with a college degree. The other 90% do not. Do you know that there are 11 million job openings in this country that pay $75,000 a year, that require 6 weeks of training, that require muscular labor or using your hands? 11 million job openings. Now, a lot of you guys are in college because you've been pushed into college saying that you must get the piece of paper, when there are good paying jobs, 11 million of them, but either your society, your parents, or your own choices are, no, I want to go to college, I want to go after that piece of paper. My contention is that there are way better options out there for a lot of students. Not every student, but a lot of other students.
Charlie, I think a part of your core rhetoric, there's actually some real truth there that, like, I think there's people who are getting really just pressured to go to college even if they make poor choices. I'm just saying that even while you're in college, you can make better choices to make yourself a better candidate.
I totally agree. Do you think most people do?
I know some that are making great choices. Okay. I know some that are making terrible choices.
So let's think about this. Why do you think, let's just say most make terrible choices? Would you say that's the case?
I'll give you 40 to 60.
Why do you think that is? Maybe because the institution incentivizes bad choices. It's easy to coast and still graduate. It's easy just to check the boxes, right? It's not an institution designed around excellence. It's around, let's get you through the mill as quickly as possible, get the piece of paper, pay your bill. Thank you very much.
But do you think that the culture around students going to college could change instead, around their decision making?
I think we need way less kids going to college. The institution itself is so broken, let's be clear. Forced diversity classes, DEI, all that stuff, it's nonsense. If it was really, college really should be closer to what Hillsdale College is, which is about wisdom, beauty, truth, goodness, not just about job preparedness. But we've lost that completely. If it's about doctors, lawyers, engineers, and the skills, of course. But you know that. It's way beyond that. I mean, people going to, I'm not to pick on you, but you're studying economics. That's terrific. That's a good reason to go to college. It's not the best reason, I'll be honest, but it's a good reason, right? I mean, economics is a serious discipline. It's a real science. You know, we need people really rigorously studying that. So.
Okay,
we just have a difference of opinion.
I just want to ask you a question.
Sure.
So what would you do, like, if you're a policymaker?
I would defund all the colleges in the country. Make them stand on their own 2 feet. With either tuition or donor money. Taxpayers should not be subsidizing higher education, period. Survive on your own.
All right.
Huh.
We live in a world filled.
Interesting. So, take my glasses off and let's go ahead and talk about it. So, first thing that I want to say, core classes, definitely a scam. If anything that really held me back when I was in school was those core classes. They weren't necessary. I did not care for them. And I knew that they weren't going to be used throughout the rest of my college situation and even outside of college. And I've been proven right. And I failed a couple of, it was my fault. But it's like, why are those parameters set? It's like those were kind of the classes to kind of weed out the people that's going to continue, and those that's going to continue to, and those that's going to flunk, that's going to come back and take the class again, or maybe that's just going to flunk out of school altogether, or maybe they're just going to be stuck in that loop where they got to come back, take the class, fail the class, come back, try again, and be delayed essentially. Because what it seems like is when it comes to college, the longer that you're in college, the more money that they make ultimately from you. So a lot of the times it's the core classes that really mess people up, hence just like me. And they're definitely a scam. Everything that I learned from my core classes, I didn't use. Even if it came to like, I don't know, the trig classes, the algebra classes, it's just stuff like that. It's just like, yo, I feel like I'm in high school again. And there was some that I just didn't pass, and it held me back a little bit. Now, he did mention something that was interesting about the mental health. Here's something that I told my little cousin literally not too long ago, because her brother had graduated from Morehouse, where President Biden was at. It was very interesting, but that's a different topic. And I told her that college is what you make it. If you do good in school and don't do dumb stuff, then dumb stuff won't find you, and then college will be great. But if you do dumb stuff, just like I did, then dumb stuff will find you and college will be bad. I did a lot of good stuff. I enjoyed college in a lot of aspects, and there were times where I'm just like, yo, why did I even think about doing this? And that was because of the situations that I put myself in. So it's really, if you're gonna sit and stay in the books and then do your little activities and then go back and then just do rinse and repeat and stuff like that, then yeah, college is gonna be great. But if you don't go to classes and you're failing classes and then you get put in probation, and you don't fix yourself, get yourself together and get yourself right, then of course you're gonna flunk out. The interesting thing is, when I was in my freshman year, one of the orientation classes that I had, one of the things that they told me that majority and it's funny because the guy said he was a counselor, mind you. The counselor said straight up, look at everybody in this class. I promise you that out of everybody that's in this classroom, less than 50% of you is gonna graduate. And it's not because college is gonna be hard, but it's because of the freedom that you're going to experience, that you won't know how to discipline yourself in order to make the best of it. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. A lot of the people that I seen in that classroom, and slowly but surely, a lot of them started to drop off. I mean, just like I said, I was one of those that was about to drop off, but I managed to stay on. I had to change my major to do it because I was initially engineering and then I ended up switching to IT. But I was very close to being part of that statistic. It's just one of those things that happens. But again, that also segues back into the core classes. The core classes is really what messes everybody up. Once you get into those major classes, like when I was doing my IT classes, my web design, my database classes, I had honor roll grades, and that's something that I had not seen since I was in the second grade. So it actually means something when you're actually taking those major classes. But the core classes, they're just trash. They're just trash. Now, it's very interesting that this conversation came up. There's actually somebody that I know. He actually talks a lot about stuff like this, especially college and choosing the right field, especially when it comes to tech. Mark, his YouTube is actually going to be right here. It's called Next Generation Gems. You can also follow him on Twitch and I think Instagram as well. And he pretty much touches on this same topic when it comes to, is college a scam? Do I need to go to college? Is it necessary? And the thing that's very interesting is that when it comes to tech, like when it comes to IT, if I knew that I can get certificates and whatnot, then I probably wouldn't have went to college. I would have just got certifications and been all right. I would have been just fine. Like literally, I think after my graduation, I had went on a cruise with my family as a gift, as a graduation gift. And I was chilling in the pool, in the jacuzzi, with all these other older cats and whatnot. I'm like, okay, these are older people. And then they were talking about work. And one of the guys, he said that he does networking and he got his Cisco certification. And literally like 2 months after getting that Cisco certification, he nailed didn't go to college. He nailed the job and was making automatically 70K. When I got out of college, I started off with 45K, which is interesting. That's one situation. Another situation, when I got fired from that job that was giving me 45K. When I fired, I was let go because, money issues for them. I started working, doing contract with a specific company. Of course, I have my college degree. I have my 4-year degree. And I have my A+ certification, which is pretty basic fundamental IT certification. Then there was another contractor that came in making the same amount, the exact same amount that I was making and everything. But what did he not have? A college degree. So it's like for situations like that, when it comes to school, and just like he said, and I tell people this all the time, it's funny that he says the exact same thing that I said. When it comes to engineering, doctor, lawyer, and I guess economics, stuff that actually requires that deep level of education, then yes, a college degree is very necessary. But in situations where, I don't know, you're just doing, language, fine arts, even the teacher, I don't think you need to go to a big university just to be a teacher. Not to knock on teachers that came from big universities, but it's like a teacher's a teacher. You can learn what you can learn, but at the end of the day, if you're not following the curriculum that the principal tells you to follow, then it's like, what is that they're on? You can, throw a little gems, but a lot of the little gems that you learn from schools, from your teachers, is not something that they were taught per se. If there are any teachers in here, please comment below and let me know if there's anything that's different when it comes to teachers. Am I wrong? Is there a difference between a teacher that gets their degree from, let's say in my instance, GGC versus somebody that got their teacher's degree from UGA? Is there a difference? Let me know in the comment section. Do I feel like college is worth it? Just like he said, depending on your major and depending on who you are. If you're the type of person that knows that you're going to study, be able to study and just like studying to begin with, and you just naturally get your stuff done, then there's a very good chance that when you go to college, you'll be able to continue that same mindset, that same routine, and be able to get out of college. But you also got to know ahead of time exactly what it is that you're going to go into. And Charles wasn't kidding when he said that the majority of people that graduate from college don't even end up in the major that they had signed up for to begin with. I've seen that plenty of times, even in the work experience. A lot of people, especially in IT, they tell me, yeah, I went to college. I didn't even go to college for IT, but I ended up in IT, which is crazy. That just shows that when you graduate from college, there's a very high chance, if you're not adamant about it, you're going to end up somewhere that isn't in the program in which you graduated from. Not only that, that also shows that IT people don't always have to go to college. If somebody that clearly didn't go to college for IT can end up in IT. Not advertising for IT. I mean, I kind of am advertising for IT. It's a great field, but it's like college is, you really got to know exactly what you're getting into and really have that mindset and build that system to get to a point in your life where this is what I want to do as far as a career, kind of already have a plan, which is kind of hard when you're young. When you're a young teen, just becoming an adult and trying to come up with a plan like that, things change. But if you already have an idea, I don't think the college university level is really necessary unless, again, you're in those specific majors, the engineers, the doctors, the lawyers, like you said, the economics, and maybe a few others. But you really got to take into consideration what it is you're going to school for and put in all that work and effort, and then have fun while you're there. But yeah, I mean, everything that Charles said wasn't a lie. But I mean, hey, who knows? Y'all comment below. Is college a scam? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this video and see what else we got going on here. I'm going to catch y'all later. Take it easy. Peace.